The real estate agent was showing me a house when words suddenly floated in front of my eyes. The male lead will buy this house back for 10 times the price later. Wonder which lucky girl will get rich from this. I blinked, rubbed my eyes. The words were still there. No idea which lucky girl will strike it rich. I stood there for 3 seconds, stunned. Then I signed the contract. That night, I calculated my mortgage until I wanted to cry. I was starting to wonder if I'd eaten bad takeout and was hallucinating. Who sees Dan Moo, which means those floating comments in real life? Then the Dan Moo exploded again. Quinn baby is really angry this time. She threw out all the luxury gifts Lucas gave her. Today is their 5th anniversary and Lucas stayed at the mistress's place again. Lucas is horrible. And I used to think he wasn't that bad. Amid the barrage of comments condemning the male lead, one caught my attention. Baby, don't throw them away. Sell them. That's so much money. Throw away? Sell? Money? I shot up like a rocket. Grabbed my phone. Called the agent. Hello? The previous owner left some things at the house. Can you give me her current address? I want to return them. The agent's voice was thick with sleep. At 2 a.m.? For this? Her boyfriend is president of Lou Group. They live in the most expensive complex in the city. She's said to throw away anything left behind. Just toss it. No address. I was sweating bullets. Opportunity favors the fast. If I went too late, someone else would grab everything. The things, their love tokens, with their names engraved. If there's a misunderstanding because of this, the agent cut me off. Then I definitely won't tell you. Selling out the Lou Group president's address? I'm not suicidal. Click. Deadline. I threw my phone on the bed in frustration. The Dan Moo was still broadcasting the scene. Oh my God, she threw away a Patek Philippe. Is she crazy? Someone let me jump into the story, please. I want to scavenge so bad. I paced frantically. Then, wait. The agent had told me the address. She said it earlier. The most expensive complex in the city. I yanked on my jacket and ran for my little 3-wheeled pancake cart. 30 minutes later, I parked outside the city's most exclusive residential complex, Orchid Court. It was 2 a.m. But finding someone throwing things away at this hour? As obvious as a monk's head in a crowd of hair. There she was. Quinn, the female lead, carrying a heavy-looking cardboard box to the dumpster. She dumped everything inside without a second glance. Jackpot. I waited until she went back inside, then sprinted to that dumpster like my life depended on it. Pulled out a sack and started shoveling. One eye on the loot, one eye on the villador. Soon, Quinn came out with another huge box. I hid. She left. I grabbed. My sack was almost full when she appeared again with a third box. I tried to drag my sack away, but it was too heavy. The bottom scraped, ripped, crash. Everything spilled everywhere. I froze, looked up. Quinn stood 20 feet away, staring at me. The Dan Moo exploded. Oh my God, someone actually came to scavenge. Isn't that the girl who bought the house during the day? 2 fortunes in one day? How is someone this lucky? Baby, take it back. Sell it yourself. Before my brain caught up, my body had already assumed the position, arms spread over my pile like a mother hen protecting her chicks. I pedaled my pancake cart for 30 minutes to get here. If she took it back, I'd have worked for nothing. But I felt kind of guilty. Queen's eyes were red and swollen. Her slender frame looked so fragile in the cold night wind. The box in her hands was full of expensive things. But the contrast, someone so clearly loved, now throwing away proof of that love, broke my heart. The Dan Moo scrolled, "Baby, money gives you the power to leave that jerk. Love is gone, but money shouldn't be." I looked at Quinn, then at the Dan Moo. My heart softened. Even though I didn't want to, I slowly moved aside. If I'd known you'd want them back, I wouldn't have dumpster dived, I mumbled. Quinn forced a sad smile. She placed her box gently at my feet. Take it if you want. She looked at my burst sack, thinking for a moment. Wait here. She ran back inside, returned with 3 giant woven bags. I stared. Rich people use woven bags too? The Dan Moo educated me. Those are limited edition LV woven bags, you peasant. LV limited. My burst sack was getting upgraded. Quinn knelt down and helped me pack all the scattered luxury items into the LV bags. Oh my God, this is the female lead's charm. I watched her for a long moment, then managed these. This is so much money. You're really giving it to me? She paused. When she spoke, her voice was thick. I don't need that much money. She even carried the 3 massive stuffed LV bags to my pancake cart for me. She really, I'm crying. You sell pancakes? She asked, noticing my cart. I puffed up with pride. Best pancakes in the neighborhood. My regulars swear by them. Quinn touched my little 3-wheeler, something like longing in her eyes. Being able to support yourself. That's really wonderful. The Dan Moo went wild again. Selling pancakes is hard work in the sun and wind. Our baby is too delicate for that. The comment above has no shame. Selling pancakes is better than being mistreated by Lucas. It's 3 a.m. and now I want a pancake. Drool.jpg. I glanced at Quinn. Was she hungry? She'd probably been fighting with Lucas all evening. Probably hadn't eaten dinner. I fired up my grill, pulled out my tools. Miss Shu, for your great kindness, this humble pancake seller can only repay you with a deluxe family-size pancake. Some people are only 20 but have 10 years of pancake experience. Not to brag, but everyone who's tried my pancakes has never said they're no good. Quinn started to refuse. But the smell of food at 3 a.m.? Irresistible. She just stared at my griddle with wide, hungry eyes. From the corner of my vision, I caught a Dan Moo. Lucas saw Quinn isn't on the monitor. He's calling and she's not answering. He's rushing home. I moved like lightning, flipped that pancake, stuffed it until it was bigger than my head, shoved it into Quinn's hands. Take it. Goodbye forever. Thank you for the gifts. I'll remember you in my will. Before she could respond, I was gone, pedaling that cart like my life depended on it. If Lucas caught me with all this loot, I'd lose everything and probably get beaten up. I pedaled until I saw sparks. I've finally made it home. Didn't even catch my breath, just started researching. Patek Philippe, Bulgari, Cartier. Every item I looked up made me clutch my chest. I was going to pass out from excitement. First thing next morning, I picked the cheapest looking bag and took it to a luxury consignment shop. When $20,000 hit my bank account, the reality finally sank in. But first, I needed to look like I could afford nice things. Otherwise, someone might report me for theft. I checked myself in the mirror, nodded. Not bad. Clothes make the woman, but something felt off. I studied my reflection for 10 minutes before I figured it out. My hands and hair. Since I was 10 years old, working outside in all weather, my hands were rough and cracked. Not the hands of a young woman who'd never worked a day. Earlier, at the clothing store, I didn't even dare touch the silk. I was afraid I'd snag it and have to pay. And my hair? Years of scrimping on food to save for a gravestone for Grandpa, then for a house. My hair looked like straw that died 5 years ago. I ruffled my head in frustration. Never thought I'd be stressed about looking rich. Then I had an idea. Ran out, bought gloves and a wig. Checked the mirror again. Perfect. I blew myself a kiss. Absolutely gorgeous. Next day, I marched into the consignment shop with bags full of stuff. I held my chin high, imagining myself as a proud swan, terrified of getting arrested. But my acting was solid. The staff not only suspected nothing, they were super warm, telling me to come again anytime. A week later, I'd sold everything, including the rich disguise clothes, shoes, gloves, and wig. Those things were useless, low value for money, not worthy of me. Lying in bed, checking my bank balance, Completely different feeling from last time. Last time, wanted to die. This time, wanted to die from shock. 20 million. According to the Dan Moo, this was only a fraction of what Lucas had given Quinn. Rich people's world was unimaginable. The first few days I woke up laughing in the middle of the night. Woke up, ordered the most expensive takeout, paired it with the fanciest cheese tea from some overpriced chain. Life was looking up. After a week of this, I felt empty. So I paid off my mortgage. 2 weeks later, I started missing my little pancake cart. But I am rich now. Why would I keep being a street vendor? I lasted 24 hours before dragging myself out of bed to mix batter, sighing while I worked. Some people just have too much work ethic. After nearly a month away, my cart had a line. Finally. I've been craving this. Next time you close, tell us in advance. I came 5 times. My son's been driving me crazy begging for your pancakes. My customers' complaints were music to my ears. Grandpa told me on his deathbed, save enough money and quit pancakes. Open a flower shop. Girls shouldn't do such hard work. But Grandpa, look at all these people who love my pancakes. This is my purpose. I can't give up. Pancakes are my dream. I'll make them forever. 3 days later, my stall had an unexpected visitor. Hello. One giant deluxe pancake, bigger than my head. Coming right up. Spicy or not? The voice was familiar. I looked up. Quinn was smiling at me. Behind her, a car shaped like a giant toad. Spicy. No scallions. No cilantro. Her eyes were bright and pretty. Nothing like that night when they'd been swollen like peaches. Your pancakes are really good. I asked around until I found your stall. I kept working, but couldn't help raising an eyebrow proudly. Of course. Yo-Yo Shang never lies. The Den Mu appeared again. Huh? Yo-Yo Shang's been appearing more often. That scavenger's haul was worth millions. Why is she still selling pancakes? Our baby's finally eating. This pancake looks so good. Drool.jpg. I finished the pancake and handed it over. Quinn pulled out her phone. Can I add you? So I can order when I want one? I pulled off my gloves, wiped my hands on my apron, and opened my QR code. No problem, benefactor. You scan me. I was nervous, honestly. Scared she'd regret giving me all that stuff. But the next month proved me wrong. Every 3 days, she came in her towed car, bought a pancake, and never once mentioned that night. School started and my pancake business got even better. Hello, menus below. What can I get you? I was wiping down my station. Yo-Yo Xiang's pancakes weren't just delicious. They were clean. The customer didn't answer for a long moment. I looked up. A face so handsome it could start a war. Expensive. From head to toe, this man screamed money. I got a little lost, lips curving unconsciously. If this were my husband? Then he opened his mouth. Come work as my maid, ice cold, no room for discussion, pure CEO energy. The Dan Mu exploded. Lucas alert! Say what you want, Lucas is hot. Looks like the Chasin' Wife crematorium arc is back on. Lucas really does love Quinn. Wait, she's not a maid? She's just a pancake seller? I looked left, looked right, pointed at myself. Me? Yes. Salary, $50,000 a month. It's not about the money, $100,000. Wait, let me explain. $150,000. Do you think money can buy everything? $200,000? Where do I sign? Grandpa, I'm sorry, my dreams changed. He's paying too much. Only an idiot says no to that. I packed up my stall. Taped a sign to my cart. Owner's gone gold digging. Return date unknown. Second stall down the street also makes good pancakes. Go there. Lucas's car was huge, spacious, had a little winged logo on the hood. Way comfier than Quinn's towed car. He didn't say one word to me the whole drive. What's with the sour face? Who are you mad at? I rolled my eyes internally. Quinn! You like that pancake seller? I brought her here. At the villa, Lucas handed his jacket to a servant. My new coworker, I guessed. Quinn was reading. She looked up. Her eyes lit up. Yo-Yo, what are you doing here? Before I could answer, Lucas strode over and wrapped an arm around her shoulders. You haven't made any friends in years. You were interested in her. Now she'll be our maid. She can keep you company every day. We weren't exactly friends. She was my benefactor. I was her pancake hero. But sure. Also, 200,000 a month maid. Quinn's expression cooled. Did you force her? No. I waved frantically. I came willingly. Mr. Liu is very generous. I was terrified Lucas would change his mind. Someone who threw money around like this? Only Quinn. I moved into the Liu villa. They had plenty of servants. My only job was to chat with Quinn and make her scallion and cilantro-free pancakes. She talked a lot. But when Lucas came up, she'd go quiet. Sometimes her eyes would get red. The woman he's seeing outside. She was my best friend. I dropped my snack in shock. What? Quinn laughed bitterly. Right? I don't know how we ended up here either. Between her words and the Dan Moo, I pieced it together. Quinn, Lucas, and Peach grew up together. Quinn and Lucas got together. She gave up everything, her future, her career, to support him from nothing to where he is now. But Peach always loved Lucas secretly. One rainy night, she crawled into his bed while he was drunk. Lucas loves Quinn, but he also likes Peach. Basically, Trash Man wants everything. Quinn never made new friends after that betrayal. She shut down. That's why Lucas brought me here. I clicked my tongue. Romance novels really are all the same. Lucas was usually good to Quinn, but sometimes he stayed out. And every time he came home, there were new red marks on his neck, new perfume on his clothes. This time, when he came home and took off his jacket, something fell out. A dark red lace thong. Everyone froze, staring at that tiny piece of fabric. Quinn went pale as paper. Lucas's jaw tightened. My coworkers exchanged looks and silently fled the scene. I followed them but hid behind a door to watch. Lucas's lips pressed together. I was careless. It won't happen again. Me and the Dan Moo started cursing simultaneously. He's apologizing for not hiding it well enough? Not for cheating? Not for hurting her? Trash. Garbage. Dump him. Quinn laughed. Beautiful, but tragic. Lucas, if you like her so much, just be with her. Why keep me here? Does the sneaking around make it more exciting? Lucas blinked, rubbed his forehead, impatient. Do you have to make this so ugly? Quinn grabbed a vase and smashed it at his feet. I gave up studying abroad for you. Gave up my career? Because of Peach? I almost got... She couldn't finish. Covered her face, sobbing. The things you two did, you should have hidden them better. Instead, you keep pushing me, again and again. You're both disgusting. Wow. Female leads in romance novels curse so politely. Lucas's face went cold. He threw his jacket on the couch and stomped upstairs. You're acting like a crazy person. He drives her crazy, then blames her for being unstable. My heart can't take this. On the last stair, Quinn whispered, I sold the house on Meteor Street. Lucas stopped, whipped around. What? Quinn wiped her tears, lifted her chin. People change. What's the point of keeping a house? They stared at each other for a long moment. Then Lucas stormed off. Quinn cried for hours. 2:30 a.m. My question was answered. Lucas found my number through the real estate agent. Hello. Sell me the Meteor Street house. 10 times the price. It's happening. Jealousy times infinity. Yo-Yo's about to get rich again. Let me star in this story for 2 episodes. I remembered Lucas's awful behavior earlier and got mad. That's my home. I'm not selling right now. He could come back. I'd let him stew first. Lucas used his usual CEO voice. I'll pay 10 times market value. You've already hit the jackpot. Don't be greedy. I wasn't moved. I'll think about it. Also, calling people at 2:30 a.m. is really rude, you know? Then I turned off my phone. Yo-yo queen. This cleared my skin. Why do romance novels always make the female lead suffer? The male lead should suffer too. I gave myself a mental high five. Good job, Yo-Yo. You did not bow to money today. Next morning, Peach showed up at the villa. She looked kinda like Quinn. Same pure white flower aesthetic. If not for the Dan Moo revealing that she'd deliberately left that red lace thong for Quinn to find, I wouldn't have guessed she was this evil. It was Lucas's day off. He wasn't up yet. My coworkers didn't dare stop Peach when she walked in. Everyone knew about them by now. Quinn, are you still mad? I text you every day, but you've blocked me. Her words were humble. Her tone was pure provocation. Quinn had cried all night. Her eyes were swollen. The contrast with glowing, triumphant Peach was brutal. Quinn's back was straight. What do you want? Bold enough to just walk in now? Nothing really. Just lost something yesterday. Thought it might have fallen off on Lucas. Came to look. She twirled her hair, playing innocent. Even I understood what something meant. This bitch. When will Lucas open his eyes? Peach deserves 2 slaps. Lucas deserves 10. Peach, honey, just unalive yourself already. I was furious. Quinn's lips trembled, eyes red. We were friends for 20 years. You don't have to do this. If you want Lucas, take him. Peach's smile vanished, venom in her eyes. Don't act so noble. You didn't give him to me. You just couldn't keep him. Before Quinn could respond, Lucas's annoyed voice cut through. Peach, who let you in? Peach instantly transformed, tears rolling down her cheeks. Lucas, my PhD dissertation passed. I was just so happy. I wanted to tell you both. But Quinn, she doesn't seem happy for me. Wow, live action green tea performance. In my face. I looked at Quinn's pained expression. Rubbed my hands together. Would I get fired for this? Probably. Worth it. I grabbed the red lace thong with a clothes hanger and stormed into the living room. Miss Peach, you're so young. How's your memory this bad? You said you were looking for something, right? Well, Mr. Liu only brought one thing home yesterday. Here it is. I held it up with the hanger. It's so stinky. Makes me want to gag. I couldn't even touch it with my hand. Peach's face changed. She snatched it off the hanger. You bitch, she caught herself. Covered her mouth, too late. Lucas frowned, walking toward me. Yo-yo, this has nothing to do with... I backed away, pinching my nose. No, Mr. Liu, stay back. You stink too. Please don't come closer. I'm gonna be sick. A CEO? Spoken to like this? He was too stunned to react. Just stood there, face red. Finally, he turned to Quinn. This is your friend? I opened my mouth, but Quinn put a hand on my arm, shook her head. Lucas, your woman is showing up at our home now. What excuse will you use this time? Quinn, baby, don't forgive him. Wait, this is a romance novel? Female leads are hopeless. But Yo-Yo wasn't in the original story. Maybe things will change. I looked at Quinn. So pretty, so gentle, so kind. Does she really have to be stuck with this trash cucumber forever? Peach smiled sweetly. So this is Quinn's friend? Makes sense she has no manners, but I guess it's not her fault. Quinn never had a mother to teach her how to choose people. I gasped. If Quinn's mother hadn't died in that fire, maybe she'd have someone to teach her not to be a parasite in her boyfriend's house. That did it. Quinn's eyes shattered. Her hands shook, veins standing out on her fists. Before I could react, slap, don't you dare talk about my mother. Peach's endless chatter finally stopped. But her lips curved into a weird smile. Blood spread across her white dress. She stared at the red staining her skirt, then screamed, My baby! Lucas was there in half a second, holding her. His voice broke. You're pregnant? I was startled too, but the Dan Moo told me. Peach isn't pregnant. She's faking. She's using dog blood to pretend Quinn caused a miscarriage. Quinn covered her mouth, horrified, grieving that Peach was pregnant with Lucas's child. Guilty that her slap caused this. Oh, female leads are always so pathetic. I couldn't help myself. Wow, That's some high-quality fake blood. Peach's eyes flashed panic. She wanted to scream at me, but her weak and fragile act wouldn't let her. Yo-yo, shut up. Lucas was furious. I laughed coldly. Lucas, I suggest you collect this blood and have your private doctor test it, see if it's human blood or dog blood. I paused. Oh wait, I forgot. You're both dogs already. So, either way, the bloodline's pure. He glared at me, but he was too busy carrying Peach out. At the door, he threw over his shoulder. Quinn, Peach just said some harsh words, but you made her miscarry. When did you become so cruel? I was wrong about you. No, Quinn was wrong about you. Cheating on her and you're mad? You don't deserve her. I chased him out, still screaming insults. You're the cruel one. You can't keep it in your pants. You should be chemically castrated, you rotten cucumber. My coworkers had finished cleaning up the blood. They all gave me thumbs up. Yo-yo, you're amazing. The Dan Moo and my coworkers cheering? I was on cloud 9, but yeah, I definitely lost this job. I found Quinn staring at flowers in the garden, sat beside her. We watched the sunset together. Finally, she spoke. Yo-yo, if I'd had a mother, would I be this stupid? Ruining my life over a man? I looked at her dark eyes, shook my head. With your hopeless romantic brain, even if you had a mom, she'd disown you. She stared at me, blinked, then laughed. Only you talk to me like this. Everyone else just says what I want to hear. I was quiet for a moment. Then, having no mom isn't a big deal. I lost both parents at 10. Grandpa raised me making pancakes, worked 10 years, got your trash, and became a millionaire. Quinn started off sympathetic, then burst out laughing. She told me she really wanted to leave Lucas, but she'd been with him so long. She was scared. Scared she'd fail, scared Peach would laugh at her. I wasted so many years. I don't even know how to support myself. I took a deep breath. You know how much I made from the stuff you threw away? She shook her head. I don't want his money. I grabbed her shoulders and shook her. Why not? Don't you watch those lawyer videos online? Gifts given willingly are yours. Why are you being noble about this? When I graduated middle school, I lied to Grandpa that I didn't get into high school, so he wouldn't struggle. I was top of my class. If I'd had money then, I was practically crying now. When Grandpa died, he had to stay in our tiny public housing for 5 years before I could afford him a grave. Quinn's eyes were huge. I was furious. Quinn, do you have any idea how important money is? The Dan Moo said Lucas would be gone for 2 weeks. I needed to run before he came back and remembered I'd insulted him. Quinn locked herself in her room for 2 days after our talk. I packed my bags, knocked on her door, wanted to say goodbye and ask about my last paycheck. Knocked forever. Was starting to think she'd snuck out at night when the door finally opened. Quinn looked electric, eyes sparkling. She grabbed my hands. Yo-yo, I figured it out. I sacrificed so much for Lucas. Why should I leave and save him money? I spent 2 days calculating the irreversible gifts he gave me. Worth 50 million. She counted on her fingers, serious as a math professor. 50 million in the bank, at least 1.5 million interest per year. I can live on 100,000 and use the rest to start a business. As long as I don't touch the principal, I'll always have money. Her cheeks were pink, full of hope for the future. What am I scared of? With this math, I'll be fine. I grabbed her hands back, just as excited. I love this plan. Also, I've always wanted to open a pancake chain. Invest in me your first year. Guaranteed returns. I already had my 20 million in the bank, collecting interest. She was right about everything, but she forgot one thing. Even if she touched her principal, my 20 million would always have her back. The plot changed. I knew Yo-Yo's character would matter. Quinn baby finally stopped being hopeless. I'm crying. A week before Lucas came home, Quinn and I ran. She moved into my Meteor Street house. First thing, I reopened my pancake stall. The familiar long lines. This felt better than a 200,000 a month maid's salary. Quinn was busy scouting locations. She refused my pancake franchise offer, insisted on opening a fried chicken shop. Fried chicken has higher profit margins and less work, she said. I was so mad I didn't talk to her for 2 days. Lucas did get his private doctor to test the blood. Dog blood, obviously. He was furious, slapped Peach twice, then came looking for Quinn to beg forgiveness. Came home to an empty house. Didn't take him long to find me, and discovered that the person who refused to sell him the house at 2:30 a.m. was yours truly. He tried everything, all the tricks. Quinn? Unmoved. Whether she'd caught the business bug or finally given up on him, I didn't know. Didn't care. 6 months later, Lucas came again. Offered 20 times the house price. I said no. Quinn pinched me. Are you stupid? 20 times. We could buy a nice penthouse. I stared at her, shocked by the change. She's really over him. Who's we? The house is in my name. Sale money goes to me. Then give me back the stuff you scavenged. Princess Quinn, which penthouse did you have your eye on? I'll buy it tomorrow. Soon, it was Grandpa's death anniversary. Quinn came with me. Yo-yo, your last name is Xiang. Why does your grandfather have the surname Chun? I placed flowers on his grave. Touched the stone gently, because he wasn't my real grandfather. Just a kind pancake seller who took pity on a stray kid. Lucas, being rejected, took all his rage out on Peach. He got her pregnant, then deliberately caused her miscarriage, made her infertile. Peach, insane with grief, ran her car into Lucas on a rainy day, sent them both off a cliff. I watched the news. The little winged car, completely crushed. I guess the novel ended there. Quinn was sad for a few days, then got too busy to grieve. She'd bought some secret fried chicken recipe and her business was booming. I don't know why so many people love junk food. My healthy pancakes are way better, but she makes more money than me. Whatever. Dan Mushos. Good ending. Completion check-in. Just bought a pancake. Now I want fried chicken too. Drool.jpg. The end. Subscribe for more drama. Up next, mute bride and infertile husband.